Please stand for the pledge in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Please join us in a moment of silence. You may be seated.
Today's show is sponsored by Blue River Farm Supply, located on 14485 Green Street, Northeast Palmyra, Indiana 47164. For more information, contact 812-364-6675.
Good morning, I'm Gracie, and this is your PHS News Today for Wednesday, September 13th. Now a word from our administration and SAD representative.
Good morning. I'm Officer Deaton. I'm here to talk about SAD. Police officers can contribute to suicide prevention in many ways. They can help individuals at risk for suicide stay safe and obtain the help they need. They can also provide support to survivors at the scene of a suicide. Law enforcement agencies also have a role to play in assisting officers themselves, as the trauma and the stress of responding to crises could increase suicide risk in this population. Back to you, Gracie.
We're going to talk about our stuff.
Oh.
All right, next thing that we'd like to talk about real quick is propping doors open. So our doors on the outside perimeters, it's very important that those are not being propped open. That's during the school day and in the evening too for practices and stuff. Doors should not be propped open. What do you think, Ms. Officer Deaton? Why is that so important?
Well, obviously it's a very big safety issue. We have a secure building and we want to only allow the people in here that are supposed to be in here. If we prop a door open, obviously somebody that could be dangerous or not supposed to be in the building could enter the building.
Okay, so we want to make sure that we are walking all the way around when we're coming across the street to the front door. That's the door that you must enter. And if we're not doing that, that is a student misconduct for propping a door, and that is a punishable offense. So please be careful in the items that you're doing. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
And now a word from Mr. Lindley.
Well, good morning, and it is still Constitution Week. The official day would be Sunday, September the 17th when it was signed, but we're going to celebrate the week ahead. So the delegates to the Constitutional Convention worked all through the summer of 1787 to create a new government structure. Even though they debated how this government would be structured, they did agree that it would be based on several core principles: popular sovereignty, republicanism, limited government, separation of powers with checks and balances, and the protection of individual rights. The preamble's beginning words express the principle of popular sovereignty, that, quote, "we, the people, are the source of political power." Voting and other political participation like protests and petitions are also examples of this principle. To ensure this principle, the founders sent the Constitution to be voted on by special conventions of the people in each state, therefore securing the, quote, "consent of the governed" in making the Constitution the law of the land. Federalism is another core principle and is the division of power between the states and the federal government. This helped satisfy the original states who feared that the new government would be too powerful. According to Article 4 of the Constitution, there are some powers that were delegated to the federal government and some that states have reserved for themselves. And there are other powers called shared powers that both share, such as taxation. There are other core principles that the founders wrote into the Constitution, such as limited government, where the government's powers are bound by laws. Republicanism is closely tied to popular sovereignty, is a nation where people choose people to represent them in government. Madison argued that a republic would best protect the rights of the people, including the rights of a minority. However, the Constitution had no such provisions, a point that its opponents quickly noted. In response, Madison introduced amendments as soon as the Constitution became the law, and these first 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights. We had no correct answers for yesterday's trivia. The correct answer was Gouverneur Morris. Morris made about 173 speeches during the convention, more than any other delegate. And Madison credited Morris with developing the wording for the preamble of "We the people" in order to form a more perfect union. Morris, however, was a little more than a penman. He was also a playboy who had numerous affairs. He had lost his leg as a young man, and although his family said it was a carriage accident, some say the truth was that he jumped from a second-story bedroom when a jealous husband discovered Morris with his wife, leading Founding Father John Jay to say, "I wish perhaps he had lost something other than his leg." So for today's trivia, email me with your answer. What constitutional officer is not actually required to be a member of the U.S. government, but always has been? Back to you, Gracie.
The Self-Care Club will meet this Friday during homeroom in the wrestling room. Booster Club is taking orders for this year's shirt until this Friday, September 15th. T-shirts will be $15, crewneck sweatshirts are $25, and hooded sweatshirts are $30. Please see Mr. Jones in the art room for order forms. All the money is due at the time you place your order. Now it's time for our Wednesday feature, We Are Paoli. This time we ask for you to share your personal cheerleader. Thanks to everyone who contributed. Check out this video. Happy birthday to the following students, and here's a preview of today's lunch menu. Now to Peyton with your Ram Sports Report.
Thank you, Gracie. Last night, the varsity tennis team hosted Crawford County and won 5-0. The junior high cross-country team traveled to Orleans for the Orange County meet. The girls placed first and the boys placed second. The varsity cross-country team traveled to Orleans for the Orange County meet, and here are the individual scores. The junior high football team hosted Mitchell for a game, and both teams won big against the Blue Jackets. 8th grade won 38-6, and 7th grade won 40-6. The junior high volleyball team hosted Salem for a game, and 7th grade lost in 2 sets, and 8th grade won in 3 sets. The varsity volleyball team traveled to Perry Central for a PLAC game against the Commodores and won in 4 sets. Tonight, the Lady Rams golf team will travel to Springs Valley Links course to compete in the PLAC. Good luck to the Lady Rams tonight. That's your PHS News today. Everyone have a great day.